Imagine you find yourself facing this. You're a would-be burglar looking to break in. The sight of this alone can scare off anybody. But what if that's not enough? What if I have to break in? Let's find out and see what will happen. I've broken in, broken all the locks off. I hit this point here. Now I get spotted. Right now the eye is zooming in on me. It's going ape and it's firing. I can hear the servo pulling the trigger. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we call fender. The name fender comes from the children's program Robots. Don't know if you've all seen that program, Robots, Fender. Well, that character looks very much like our little fender bot over here. So we decided to paint certain parts red, call it fender. Commemoration of that character. We had to call it something, but as I'm talking poppycock to you over the channel with the noise in the background, you'll have to excuse it. As I was saying, as I'm moving around, it's targeting me, firing. But of course, this application can be used in many situations. We're merely using it at the moment now in a gas store because this company has had a lot of theft. They decided to install the system, but you can calibrate the system to be used on a paintball field, any security application, whatever you actually want to do, you can do with this application. While of course we opted with the paintball marker. You can substitute the marker with a Nerf gun or whatever platform you want to use. It's totally up to you. Nothing illegal. Keep it legal, please, before I get comments below. So there you have it. She's still tracking me. Even as I was reversing, it's tracking me now. Okay, you've seen how she moves. Let me show you what makes her move. Right, she runs on 3 servos. Gonna start at the bottom. She runs on a pan or side to side servo. Wire runs to an Arduino board, which is in a little box over here. Show you that now in a moment. Right, next one is the tilt servo. That we took a Picatinny rail, modified it so that it can clamp, screwed on top, that it clamps onto that shaft. Servo turns the shaft, thus the marker can tilt. Then we have our trigger servo, and she is located inside the handle, that it's out of the way, and all these wires run to the brains. I'm going to try and get in here at the back. That little box where you see that little LED light, that is the box where the Arduino board that has the code that sends the instruction to turn left, right, up, down, fire, attack, blast, call it what you want to. That's as far as it goes when it comes to the servos. And in this application we used a small cheapish webcam with a small lens on the Rudolph Labs Sentry turret. You could actually see they mounted it to the side, but they used a fairly big one, so your field of vision is going to be more, meaning your sensor is going to pick up your target easier. What we had to do is we had to set the marker in different settings, calibrated, and we have set it as best possible as we could for the application. Because we are using security lights and it's in the dark, we had to set it as best possible, so the camera is looking in on that. And we've set it up like that somebody physically has to be in the doorway for it to pick up. I'll have to excuse the noise at the back. We are in an industrial area. We go to the back, there's nothing to it at the back. Our old fender bot, we got our normal remote line that you use when you play a normal paintball game. All we did was put a 90-degree bend on there, and that's running to a air bottle. This is obviously the prototype, so things still look a bit rough. We will neaten it out later. If we do go into production of more of them, we will obviously tweak some things here and there. And I know I'm going to get questions about this, so let me explain it. What's the purpose of this? Well, this basically, when you load your balls and your marker comes and sets, it's got to find its gravity, its center of gravity. So what happens when we set it up, we didn't do it with pepper balls, otherwise we're going to get into a pickle if one of them bursts. Trust me, they are not nice. But anyway, so because the weights differ, if the marker is a bit out, the servo's got to overcompensate every time, and that puts unnecessary strain. So this, the plan here is, when everything's up and running 100%, if it needs to be tweaked, we'll obviously add a weighted nut, specially weighted nut for it to basically just counterbalance it. As much as something I added just in case. You don't want to do it when everything's already up and running and you've got to take everything apart, because that's a schlep. So there you have it, folks. Project Sentry, Fender bot.